Today I'm going to be showing you how to reform the Ottoman Empire and how to get the Anything Sèvres achievement. The Anything Sèvres achievement is considered to be one of the hardest achievements. In it you have to start as Turkey, which is right here, and you have to take the capitals of France, the United Kingdom, Italy, and Japan. You might be wondering why my map looks different or weird. It's because I have the frames per second mod, which is Iron Man compatible. It claims to allegedly maybe make your game run faster, but personally I have not seen that. I just like how it looks. As you can see, we're on regular difficulty. Iron Man mode is on, and we're going to be using historical AI focuses because this strategy depends on the AI doing what you want it to do and knowing exactly what the AI will do. So let's start. First thing you're going to do, just get your whole army. It doesn't matter where you put them or what you do with them, just don't delete them. For research, I avoid doing industry until about mid-1937. You will be able to catch up, but for right now, let's just focus on our military industry, especially trucks, paratroopers, and then I like to get electronic mechanical engineering for that plus 3% research speed. For our military factories, we're going to build support equipment and towed artillery, and we're going to delete the planes. We don't need to build guns because when we go into our civil war plus war with Greece, we'll be getting guns from Italy and maybe even Germany. Factory wise, we're just going to make a bunch of military factories. If you're going the Ottoman route, build them in the center north. The reason for that is because you're going to lose this province, this one, this, as well as this to the Civil War, and any progress that you have will be deleted. Also with the dockyard, I recommend just spamming out 1936 submarines. Your focus should be the Montreux Convention, which should remilitarize the Strait of Istanbul. First things you want to do before actually starting is 1. Going into your occupied territories tab and switching over to the horse. Otherwise, you're just going to have a lot of really bad resistance in the Kurdish territories because you're not producing any tanks. Next, we're also going to produce a spy agency. The reason for that is we want to use the spy's ability to boost your ideology on Hungary. We want to keep Hungary from hitting 40% Brown Party ideology. The reason for that is we want to lock them out of the Renounce the Treaty of Trianon focus, which aligns them with Germany and makes them Brown Party. And if you declare war on them, they will join the Axis, and we don't want to fight the Axis yet. So now that we've built our spy agency, let's start with this one right here. The next upgrade I'm going to build is actually going to be the cryptology department. You want to do this kind of early because when you pay off your debts, you will get a lot of consumer good factories, which means that you won't be able to upgrade those 2 larger spy agency upgrades. So I got very lucky with 2 seducers. This makes it much less likely for the spy to be caught. It still can happen, and I have noticed it happening a lot more frequently ever since the newest patch. So let's put them on Hungary. And we're going to move on to the ISBank integration. The Soviet Union opposes our remilitarization of the Straits. We are going to do no settlements, no compromise. We shall do this right. And the United Kingdom loans its support. How nice. And they're going to abandon you 100% of the time on historical. That's fine though. The Soviet Union always backs down on historical. Now that we have 200 political power, the next thing we're going to do is give refuge to German scientists as well as Italian scientists. What this does is it gives us 5% research speed, so with both of them that's 10% more. And I'm going to do localized next, and we're going to decrypt Yugoslavia and Greece. Let's go with mechanical computing for more research speed. And next, ratify the 6 arrows. We're also going to get an elusive gentleman so that we can have another spy as quickly as possible. And next, we're going to do psychological warfare. which helps boost your spies when they're boosting ideology, which is what we need for Hungary. And we got very lucky again. We're going to go with her, and she's going to boost our ideology in Hungary. And we're going to create a European section for our spies, as well as very quickly just get a spy from any of these countries in the Middle East. You don't necessarily need to use them, but there's a small chance of them becoming a seducer, which is very helpful. You might be tempted to click these buttons. I recommend not doing that yet, just because your chances of getting that compliance or resistance is very, very low, and you have a very high chance of failing to suppress. Wait until you get to permit regional elections, and then those decisions will be more effective, and you can eventually core the Kurdish lands. And the treaty is Setabad. Next, I'm going to get military police. And another seducer. I'm going to put this guy on Greece. Nice. So we get a non-aggression pact with Iran, Iraq, and Afghanistan, as well as 75 political power. Next, we're going to move on to this focus. So let's just continue on our focuses. And let's get the silent workhorse for more political power. And then we're going to get interrogation techniques, and then I'm just going to leave that alone. We should be good for now. So you can do these. This is what the Ratify the 6 Arrows does. Some of them are very helpful, like republicanism, which gives you stability, as well as nationalism, which gives you war support. But for now, we're just going to skip this because we want to make sure we have all of our advisors. The one thing we do want right now, though, is the army reformer. You will lose him when you become the Ottoman Empire, but you need at least 5 army experience. And I don't want to waste my guns on exercising. And I would save all your political power at this point. So they have about 240. You'll get 120 from this one, but you need 120 more just so that you can deal with your debt immediately. Okay, so here's the thing about this run. You need Spain to go brown party. If Spain does not go brown party when you justify on them, they're not aligned, the UK, France will guarantee them. That will draw you into an early war with the Allies, which you're not ready for. You need a good staging base to invade the Allies through Ireland, so if they're not, you have to restart. Let's go, there we go. If they're not brown party by November of 1936, just restart. I have never seen them switch unless they were puppeted by someone else or the player was intervening. You should know by November 1st, 1936 again. Sometimes I wait until December. I've seen them flip once in December of 1936, but after that, it doesn't matter how high their brown party support is, they'll just stay non-aligned. It's very annoying. Okay, and now we're going to lift the ban on the political parties, and we're going to go into our national decisions, and we're going to absorb the TPDA. The Turkish Public Debt Administration is fused into our industrial sector like a tumor, but we can reintegrate the organization as a national process in order to remove the debt administration as a hurdle to our further development. So what this is going to do is it's going to give us -10 base stability, but it's also going to remove the TPDA, which is right here. And in return, we're going to get the Public Debt Administration, which grants a daily political power gain of -5 and resources to market +20. And then we can pay off our debts, which adds a surplus debt repayments, which grants consumer goods 15% and resources to market for 25% more. It also removes the public Turkish debt administration. This is a pretty bad trade-off, but it's only for 180 days, and we're in 1936 when our industry doesn't really exist. So we're going to do this. Occasionally check on Hungary and make sure that they're not on 40. So this focus is going to give them 0.03 daily brown shirt party growth for 720 days. So by 1938, late 1938, you can just stop having your spies on Hungary. It's fine. It also gives them a base 5% more. The thing is, though, they will never be able to get to 40 as long as you keep one spy having an intel and the other spy boosting your ideology. Okay, so at this point, we're now going to utilize foreign capital. There's a chance that we have to cancel this focus because there's an event where Ataturk gets sick. You have the choice to retire him or try to keep him alive. He will eventually die unless you're the AI. Then for some reason, he'll stay alive till 1947. Yeah, so just be prepared to cancel this focus. In order to form the Ottoman Empire, you need your democratic support to be at least 40%. It's a really interesting way that they did this focus tree. You turn democratic, you become the Republic of Turkey, and then you have a civil war, and then Ottoman officers give you the opportunity, the chance to reform the Ottoman Sultanate. Let's get started with building democratic support. There's not much you have to do. Within 70 days, you'll get a bunch of decisions and a bunch of events. Traditional group mobilizes royal citizens in bid to increase voter turnout. The democratic will of the people shall be known. This is going to give you 5% stability and 12% popularity of democracy. If this is your first playthrough or you're just wanting to reform the Ottoman Empire, I do recommend pausing and reading all of this. It's a very fun little interesting story, and I would say that between Turkey and Bulgaria, Paradox went their hardest when it came to creating these storylines, and also the Byzantium path for Greece, I would say. These three countries, in my opinion, have the best focus trees, the most fun, and the most story-driven. Poland also has, in their monarchist path, I would say it's also pretty close. This is a dark day for the Republic. We're going to get 10% more democracy and -5 stability, which means we're now at 45. And conspiracy to commit voter fraud in rural regions discovered. I'm going to trial them all very publicly and give them the harshest sentences possible. This is going to give me 8% more non-aligned, as well as 5% stability. And you might be worried because I'm only at 37. There's still one more event, and this event's going to give you, I believe it's 9%. There we go. Mindaria's traditional group approaches Kurdish organizations for alliance. This cooperation could bear fruit in the future. It's 15% democracy and 5% stability. So we should be at 52 now. There you go. And the Democratic Party has formed. And just keep on your industry. Occasionally going back, making sure that you have these researched before the war with Greece. Make sure you have this researched before the war with Greece, as well as this researched before the war with Greece. So I got very lucky in that Ataturk did not get sick when I was doing this focus. That could happen to you. Then just go from learning from the Great War and start doing this focus. If he does get sick during this focus, cancel this focus. And I just like recruiting spies wherever and whenever possible, because if any of your spies do die, which it looks like one did, if any of your spies do die, like right here, you have an Iraqi that's ready with a Sudusu trait. So then you can immediately just boost ideology. Right here, you have ways to proposition the AI to fund your country and build either infrastructure or factories. In my experience, this does not work. I don't waste my time on this, and I recommend that you don't either. So just close that out. These right here, I've seen a lot of guides on the Ottoman Empire. They do not do these focuses. They say that it costs too much political power. And there is an argument that can be made that it does. It only wastes around 100 political power to open up like a complete civilian factory. So I'm going to be doing this because, again, since the beginning of this game, I have not been building my civilian industry. I've been building my military industry. Wow, he still has not got sick, so we're going to modernize the army now. And there we go. He has gotten sick. It does not matter how far you are in this focus. Just cancel it. Go one day, retire. Your prime minister becomes the president, and, well, you still have him as your prime minister. And then we're going to do assess our future so that we can get that bonus. So let's get that assess our future now. And I would say from this point forward, just save your political power until you have around 300. You need that 300 political power in order to go to war economy, as well as extensive conscription. Next, we're going to hold our first multi-party election. Let's get this into war artillery now. Nice. So if you did this wrong, you will only have this option. You will not have this option. If you did it exactly like how I did it, or within a close enough variation of how I did it, you'll get the Democrat Party. Again, if you didn't get this option, that means you did it wrong. So you're unfortunately going to have to start over. And the death of Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. The Republic grieves. War hero, revolutionary, president, and father of the Turks, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, has passed away peacefully in his sleep. Rest easy, Arganzi. We shall never forget you. You will get this event twice. There is a bug that if you get the legacy of Ataturk, then you will get this event twice. So I guess we shall not forget you. We shall remember you dying twice. The funny thing about this event is sometimes it's days later, and sometimes it's months later, and I've had 2 games where it was years later. But it's only 2 events. And peace in our world next. And then we're going to get this tiny little piece. France will always say yes. I don't know if it's the same on non-historical. I have never tried. Since I do have a bit of political power and I'm going to get 240 from this, I'm just now going to get this cast designer so that I can have some pretty good casts. I'm also going to get this inventive genius because he is just 75 political power. Okay, they're at 31% right now. And as you can see, they've still not done their focus. They're just going down their industry branch. And they will just continue down their industry branch as well as their military branch. So keep those spies on there and you'll be able to have a free Hungary. Next we're going to do this focus, the Militonadami. Now that we're getting close to the Civil War, let's make our Civil War division, which is literally just going to be a single artillery. This has no HP, it has no org. You're going to be able to just walk through this. The AI, for some reason, cannot register that they can switch their division templates. So these divisions that they get in the Civil War will remain as artillery templates, while you, the player, will switch to a horse division and very quickly overrun them. Let's also now start improving the relations of Italy, and we might as well do Germany. Keep focusing on your industry because we are very far behind. By 1938, we'll be more than caught up. We can also hire more spies. I'm going to get one in the UK, and then Iran. And we're going to expand our armaments. Again, like I said, it's for those military factories, but also it's for that 15% construction speed for military factories for 180 days. That's going to help us out a lot. And Civil War time. And I'm going to start focusing on my Air Force now as well. Okay, Turkish Civil War. You can either wait and hold, you can do this focus, which is 70 days, or you can do this focus. I'm going to do this focus just because I can slightly make my army better by removing 2 debuffs from the disorganized armed forces, which is division speed as well as the training time. Okay, before you switch your army and get your front lines, the first thing you want to do is move from limited conscription onto extensive. You also want to go to war economy. You can go to total mobilization, but your people will complain as soon as you get out of the Turkish Civil War. Next, switch over all your units over to the horse unit, and you will always start. As long as you don't make more units, you will always have 20. Make 3 armies, 2 of 7, and 1 of 6. Put one of the armies of 7 to take over the west coast, the other 7 to take over the east portion of your country, and then 1 more just to take back Istanbul. It will take a second for them to convert back, but once they do, you should just easily walk over. You want to win this war fairly quickly because the civil war in Turkey is a pain. Fighting in all of these mountains, it's slow. It's just not something that I like doing. So when maxing it this is kind of the only thing you can do. And next we're just going to spam out a bunch of units. Let's first make a 1 cavalry. This is going to be used to invade Greece. And let's make a new main force. These guys are going to have shovels, support artillery, and they're going to have 1 artillery. And then let's make a shock trooper version, going to have 3 artillery. The shock troopers are going to be used to take out the islands and the Aegeans, and this is what's going to wipe out the Greek army. We're going to very slowly encircle them and then just stack wipe them. It's a very expensive unit, but we can't afford tanks. I'm going to add an infantry equipment designer for that 15+% research speed for weapons and equipment. I'm also going to add a military theorist. And the Ottoman officers offer a chance to restore the Sultanate. Our old glory awaits reclamation. We get a fancy new color and we become the provisionary state of Anatolia. Okay, let's spam out some shock troopers. And we're going to ask Italy for guns as well as artillery. They'll say no to artillery, interesting. And we'll request guns from Germany as well as artillery, and they will say yes. Italy's going to give us 6,000 guns, and Germany's going to give us 600 cannon and almost 6k guns. Very nice. You want to win this war very quickly because other Turkey will pop out units fairly quickly, and again, you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight them. You just want to beat them. Nice. And as soon as modernizing the army is done, I can become the Ottoman Sultanate. Okay, so the first army of 7, we're going to make a fallback line and put it right here, next to one of the Aegean islands, and then we're going to get our second army with another front line right there. And then we're going to put our army of 6 on the border with Greece. We're going to switch the army of 6 onto our weakest division. These guys are going to hold the border with Greece very, very well. Okay, and set these guys up on a strike force. This is going to prevent the Greeks from navally invading you, but this is also going to allow you to navally invade them. Let's pivot to the past. This is going to give us some more support, some stability. Switch your army over to shock troopers, and then just exercise everyone. I'm actually going to be deleting these guys. It seems kind of counterproductive, but I just actually want to train a bunch of 12 widths. Keep funding those factories, and let's do this one. And just exercise those guys. They're going to be used against Yugoslavia. Once again, just spam out a bunch of those 12 widths. I'm going to modernize my our tactics so that I can get rid of that -8 division organization. And let's start getting ready with those naval dockyards. So we have Greece and Yugoslavia decrypted. Now we're going to do Hungary as well as Romania. And we're going to start doing machine-assisted decryption because it gives us 25 plus decryption power. Don't worry, Germany and Italy are going to give you more than 29,000 guns. So again, we don't really have to be producing any guns. All the people we capitulate will give us guns, and Italy and Germany will be dying to give us everything they have. And just keep doing that. It costs 10 factories, and I know that's a lot, but this is going to help you decrypt Hungary and Romania quicker. So next we get 2 focuses that we have to do, both 35 days. This one is completely useless because 1, we're not building a civilian industry, and 2, because we didn't have any factories that were damaged during the Civil War. So we're just going to restore the Divan immediately, which gives us a new prime minister, grants non-core manpower, war support, and justify wartime goal of 25%, which is very good. So we're going to do the restore the Devant first. So we should be getting a little bit of non-core manpower whenever we conquer a country before we can core it. And now we're getting plus 32% research speed. This will unfortunately change. It'll only be 22% when we get rid of that free trade, but it's been nice. And return of the Sultan. It is at long last time to accomplish that which we have dreamed for so long. We must bring the Sultan home from exile immediately. Our loyalists already have him in hand, and now all that is left is to bring him home and give him a grand coronation. I want you to make 10 of these guys now. 10 of the horse divisions now, and put them on highest priority. Put them near the water. And keep authorizing more factories. The Ottoman Sultanate is reborn. Much to the entire world's dismay, the Ottoman Sultan has been restored to his throne after a particularly brutal civil war between the country's conservatives and its secularist Kemalists. Alhamdulillah, we get 15 base stability, we get 15 war support. Our new capital will be in Istanbul, and we get a new leader who is pretty good. We're going to go to war with Greece now. We have 70 days to prepare. Select each guy. We're going to go from Izmir onto Athens. Keep exercising our army until about day 50 of this focus, and then end it because it takes about 20 days for you to regain all your org. Day 48, 50, there we go. And we're going to stop exercising them except for the guys in the back because they can keep exercising, they're not going to see combat. Unfortunately, all of our spies are pretty bad, but I'm going to just get this nationalist Spain one. Imperial Spanish? Let's get this army offense, fleet logistics, ground support. An air reformer probably would have been a bit better, but I like that extra air superiority. Let's go with press the Austro-Hungarian claim. What this is going to do is this is going to give us claims on a bunch of places in the former Austro-Hungarian Empire. For some reason we get a core on Bosnia, but we can also core Bosnia later on. We get a conquer war goal against Romania and Yugoslavia, and it also boosts your ideology in Hungary. So let's do this focus, and let's beat Greece. They are guaranteed by Romania, but so are we. So it's going to be a very, very easy war. Let's immediately gun support equipment and artillery. They won't give me artillery. Guns, support artillery, support equipment. Italy's going to give us 21,000 guns and 431 support equipment. Germany's going to give us 24,000 guns, 300 cannons, and 431 support equipment. That's going to fill up this very nicely. I like getting this guy to be my main field marshal. He's got very good stats as well as a brilliant strategist, which means that he can get an aggressive assaulter as well as an offensive doctrine. Okay, you're going to have these guys move up here, and these guys are going to push here. They should not send any more divisions here, and that's when you know you can navally invade them. Nice. So you can have these guys stop their assault, and you can push from the other side. The Greeks are going to see this happening, and they're going to force troops down here. Also, for some reason, the AI has left Alexandropolis open, so we're going to send our units straight in there and see if we can take that. This is a very good position to hold, plus it's another victory point by the Greeks. Unfortunately, we weren't able to push and take it. I'm going to see if maybe we can with one force attack. If we can't and they send more Greeks up there, I'm just going to give up. Okay, they have sent more Greeks up there, and I am just going to give that up. As soon as you see something like this, pause your game and stop the attack. You don't want to take this island. Push again, wipe their troops out, stack wipe. As you see, they've lost 28,000, we've lost 2k, which is probably because of this assault right here on this mountain. And I'm going to stop these units from attacking because we're wasting our time. And more Greeks to wipe out. Oh, I did not see that coming. So we're going to take our extra army and immediately rush them up and see if we can help hold that. That is a lot of Greeks. Okay, finally they sent another unit. Let's wipe him out. And hopefully they'll keep sending. I've never seen that before. That was a very aggressive push. And I'm actually going to remove these guys and bring them back down, because I don't want them to see this front line as a threat, and I want them to keep sending units here. Which it looks like that's what they're doing. Nice, so we've wiped out 96,000 of them. We've lost around 7,000 of our own men. If you're having trouble pushing right here, you do have that decrypted Greek intel you can use, which will help boost your invasion, but I personally like using that boost for when I actually navally invade Greece. Okay, so you don't do anything about this. One thing you do want to do is improve relations on Romania, because when this hits 40, we're going to form a faction with them. Let's also navally invade now. They're not sending any more units here. And we're going to activate our Greek intel. Push there. Down here. Here. Unfortunately, we did lose one of our cavalry by Greek subs, but that's fine. We can still take over all of their VP points. And they should cap right about now. And just annex everything. Okay, so before our war with Yugoslavia, we have to subjugate the Bulgarian. I would say it's probably 2 out of 3 times. If you are at war when you start this focus, Bulgaria will say no. You generally want them to say no for multiple reasons. One of them is Bulgaria is a country you never want to puppet. The moment you join the Axis, even if they are your puppet, Bulgaria will get this, 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 and this, as well as this. There's nothing you can do about it. They will just steal that from you. So either annex them before you join the Axis through the puppet annex system, or if they stand defiant, you can just invade them and then annex them through there. I'm gonna add these 10 guys together, and I'm going to have them navally invade. And we're going to take all of these provinces. Next, we're going to make these be our main as well. Make a fallback line with your army of 6. Eventually, you're going to make 24 more units, and these guys are going to push and help after you navally invade, and this will create a second front. In your main army, I'm going to have you put that on the border with Bulgaria in case they do say no to being puppeted. Then you can immediately invade them, and they should be fairly easy to beat. Okay, as soon as you see 50 world tension, justify on the Kingdom of Hungary and get some other doctrines done. Move your fleet over into the Adriatic Sea, and then have them on strike force so that you can have naval supremacy. Next, we're going to expand the Sadabad Pact. Make sure you do this focus before reclaiming the Fallen Empire or the Damascus Decad. Unfortunately, we do have to wait on this focus until we have a faction with Hungary, which they will only accept when we are at war. Let's destroy Bulgaria real quick. And we're going to create a faction with Romania. They will not join you. They will not join you when they go to war with Yugoslavia. They will not join you when you go to war with Hungary. It's very annoying. Sometimes they'll ask if they think you're doing really well. If you put units on their border, then they'll say yes, but this war with Bulgaria, you should win. within like 30, 40 days.
Emirleriniz için hazırım. Emriniz yok mu?
It just requires a lot of micro. And now that we have our faction made, now we can do expand the Sadabad Pact, which will invite Afghanistan, Iraq, and Iran into our faction. Next, we can puppet them. So let's slow down our game, and let's micro the hell out of this. You really don't want to lose a lot of men when you're in this war, because you need a lot when you fight Romania.
Emredersiniz efendim. Emredersiniz. Gitmeye hazırım. Emriniz yok mu?
So far the war has been 1 week, and we have conquered about half of Bulgaria.
Burayı dinle. Emriniz yok mu? Gitmeye hazır.
Nice. So Bulgaria has capitulated. That didn't take very long. It is a lot of microing, but that's fine. You don't want to lose that many men. And you want to do it fairly quickly. So let's just annex everything. We're not going to puppet. The Bulgarians, because of what they do, they don't deserve their own country. That war took exactly 2 weeks. Let's get this. This is something I forgot to mention before. But if you want the Sultana, you need to alter the royal laws of succession. If you don't do this before the Sultan dies, which is in 1941, 1942, then you won't get the Sultana. So let's do that. So same thing, let's micro this.
Emriniz var mı?
Fighting through the mountains of Yugoslavia really sucks. I wish I could avoid it better, but it is what it is.
Hazırım efendim.
Nice. Okay, so we have a small breakthrough.
Marş marş. Hazırım.
And just keep pushing.
Ateş altındayım. Hazırım efendim.
Let's create the second front now.
Gitmeye hazırım. Gitmeye hazır.
Okay, now they're gonna start sending troops away. Throw your units into the holes that are being created.
Emredersiniz efendim. Beni dikkatle dinleyin.
So far we've lost 25,000 and they've lost 28,000. This is acceptable so far.
Yürümeye de hazır ol.
And because I do need some more manpower, I'm gonna do fidelity.
Hadi gidelim. Harekete hazır. Harekete hazırım. Saldırıya devam edin.
And all 3 nations have joined us, so we will be able to puppet all 3 of them. So I should have done this a lot sooner, but I forgot. You should be doing this as soon as world tension hits 50. I think I'll be fine. Should get through that.
Harekete hazırım. Çekilin. Hazır ol.
Nice. Okay, there we go. We just encircled about 4.
Hazırım efendim.
Nice. Belgrade is ours. Yugoslavia is almost done.
Hadi gidelim. Hazırım. Bana kulak verin. Yürüyün. Harekete hazırım. Edin. Dikkatle dinleyin. Emir.
Okay, finally, we have capitulated Yugoslavia. It is not the easiest thing to do, but if you go slow and steady and you keep at it, encircling as many units as you can, I highly recommend microing it just because these mountain ranges right here are very difficult to fight in. You can puppet Slovenia if you want, and even Dalmatia, but I recommend just annexing it all. Okay, and we can finally do a non-aggression pact with the Germans, so let's do that real quick. Yeah, unfortunately we won't be able to get one from Italy. So we can now finally go to war against Hungary. This should be a very quick and easy war. Hungary doesn't have a lot of units, and a lot of their units will be on the border with Romania. Don't call Romania into this war, you don't really need their help. So same thing, try to create a breachhead. There's a lot of rivers. Nice, so we actually just encircled a very large chunk of their army. Rough. So far we've lost 14,000 men and they've lost 18,000 men. Nice, they've capitulated. So you can either puppet them or you can just straight up annex them. You know, I'm just gonna straight up annex them. So we're going to kick them from the faction, and then we're actually gonna line up on their border and prepare to invade them. And it will take a little bit before we can. They should not get any guarantees. I have not seen them get guaranteed. And now we're going to go the Pan-National Association of the Elmas. We have a fancy new green color and we're now the Ottoman Empire. But the best part is we can now core Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Dalmatia. Okay, we can now go to war with them. Finally. Nice, we just encircled 2 Romanians, and it looks like we might encircle 1 more. Nice. So that was actually a very easy war with Romania. In the past, I have not had that experience, but as long as your divisions are good and as long as you do micro, you should crush them very quickly, especially since they have such a wide border and they don't have enough men. They do have one of the largest armies in the Balkans, but at this point, your army is just too good. So we're going to just straight up annex everything. The USSR will come for this land later and ask for it and they can take it, but I want to core it first. We're going to restore the Vilayet of the Danube and Moldova. This is going to give us cores on a good amount of Romania. And these guys are going to be used to navally invade from Greece all the way onto Spain on the bottom corner. We're going to be getting these 3 right here. These shock troopers should easily punch through, and we're going to delete our naval assignment and we're going to prepare to navally invade through the Mediterranean. You can just set these to strike force and that should keep enough naval supremacy for you to invade. I'm actually going to switch this guy out now for this guy so that I can declare war a little bit faster. 80 days we'll be at war with the Soviet Union demands Bessarabia. Here comes the giant. We're going to give it to them. We still have a pretty chunky Ottoman Empire. Next, we're going to be refining our strategy so that we can get 2 cost reductions for our land doctrine. And we're going to start building everything we can on Iraq. You should be able to build factories on those. I think my game's just kind of bugging out, so I'm just going to quickly restart it. Okay, there you go. So yeah, now you can see you can actually build on your puppets. So we're going to declare war on nationalist Spain, and our men are off. At this point, I like to immediately grab my fleet and then put them on hold because I don't want to lose any ships. I'm incredibly selfish when it comes to my ships. I need my ships to be able to navally invade Ireland and maybe even the UK, so I'm going to save them the best that I can. I'm going to use my forced landing right now. Yeah, it looks like they're holding up pretty tight, but these two units right here are going to help us immensely. First thing I'm going to do is move this guy here and then hit there. I'm going to try to encircle, because the encircling is what's going to help us win. Okay, we have one port. That is exactly what we need. I'm going to immediately now just send my army over, and it's time to conquer Spain. Just going to secure my ports now, as best that I can. And the rest of our army has finally arrived. Okay, now we're going to push before their army actually arrives. And we're just going to have these guys target Madrid and put them on aggressive attack. Same thing, you want your men to actually be taking land. Good. So as long as you make a couple of breachheads. Madrid is ours. Just keep encircling, just keep encircling. Nice, so we finally beat Spain. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these islands because the UK likes to navally invade them, and it's going to be a nice distraction for a minute. Also going to take these islands. I'm going to take all of Spanish Africa. I'm going to take the bottom half of Spain, Seville and Granada. The reason for that is because I can then take Gibraltar. The rest I'm just going to puppet. Going to move my paradroppers up north. How close? 10 days? Okay. Gonna get another factory. And then, I know I said that I would get this done before, but it really doesn't matter. We're kind of destroying them right now. I'm gonna get a spy in Germany. I am going to request... I'm going to destroy my faction so that I can join the Axis. And I am going to take all of Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan's troops.
Emredersiniz efendim. Emriniz. Dikkat. Emriniz yok mu?
I'm gonna make this whole army into shock troopers. Hold 20. And I'm gonna justify a war goal on Ireland. I'm gonna upgrade all my generals now.
Dikkatle dinleyin. Harekete hazırım. Hazırım efendim.
One army we're just going to have in Anatolia in case the British invade, and the second army we're going to put on Spanish Ottoman held territory.
Emirleriniz için hazırım.
And some new generals for our dudes. going to support the east. That'll give us some infrastructure. And some more advanced artillery. Okay, we're having some attrition issues, so I'm going to move more like here and hope that helps. It's up to you, you're going to do.
Emirlerinizi bekliyorum.
Okay,
Emriniz.
now to prepare for the invasion of Ireland. How long is that going to take? 70 days to prep for the whole 20? Okay. Get your entire fleet. And keep trying to just annex down Iraq. And let's drop from free trade. This is going to give us 30% of our resources back. And now we're just needing some rubber. Look at that. We have a nice thick Ottoman Empire. So we're going to declare war on Ireland. I'm going to make sure that we have all that we need. Okay, we are on our way, and I'm going to immediately tell my fleet to stay home, and we can join the Axis. We're going to join the Axis now. This is going to prevent them from attacking us, and this is also going to let us invade Vichy France. They are guaranteed by Germany. Wow, UK is nice. So we're going to spread out as fast as we can. We need to take this port ASAP. I don't think we'll have too much of a problem taking it. It looks like it's pretty much already ours. Push them back into Gibraltar, and we're going to be killing all of these units. It's fairly easy to capitulate Ireland. Let's take the British port. Nice. We're going to be going from Dublin into Liverpool, and I'm going to set an individual invasion order for each of my units. This is going to take forever, but this is going to make it where I only have to wait like 7 days each. And we're kind of in a rush right now to defeat the Allies before the UK steps in. The UK is very, very, very annoying.
Hazırım efendim. Emriniz yok. Hazırım efendim. Hadi gidelim.
Okay, and I'm going to split my armies into two. I'm going to have one take over the north, and two of my major armies take over the south. I think this should help get some more progress here.
Dikkatli dinleyin. Hadi, devam et.
Okay. So we did not get Paris, that is fine. Let's get Gibraltar. I'm gonna get all of Egypt, the Levant. I'm gonna get Cyprus. I'm gonna get Malta, as well as these provinces. I'm gonna try to steal up all of the Middle East. We can take the Dutch East Indies. So we're going to take London, because we do definitely need that. Let's puppet Norway. And our next war is actually going to be against Vichy France. And we need 100 more political power, and then we can annex Iraq. But let's go to war with Vichy France now. We're just going to call in our puppet, our Spanish puppet, just so that we can get across the border. And these men will for North Africa pretty quickly. Honestly, you can just frontline this. Vichy France is incredibly weak. Let's get some cores on the Kurdish land. Plus we can get some political power from them as well. Let's rush for all these city points. Unfortunately, this is all core land of Vichy France. So even after mainland falls, we still have to go through the bottom half. It's very annoying. At this point, because you do have a lot of guns and artillery, you can go to the Turkish Raj, and we're going to steal some of their manpower. They don't have a lot, unfortunately. Nice. So Vichy France has already capitulated. I'm going to take the entirety of North Africa, and I'm also going to take French Syria and Lebanon. I'm just going to completely annex Vichy France. But I'm going to give them one state as a puppet, and then we'll annex that one state. There we go. We're a sort of thick Ottoman Empire. We have 1 million manpower, and we can restore. And we now have 56 million cored people and 155 million uncored. And now it is time to defeat the Japanese. Okay, to prepare for our war with Japan, we're going to grab our entire fleet, stack them together, and we're going to put them in the Philippine Sea. We're going to expand the Gulkuk naval base. Okay, we are going to realize the nightmare of and we're also going to declare war on Japan. And unfortunately, we do not have enough because of the South China Sea. Oh, shoot. Wait. And we're off. Let's take this, and let's take this. And I'm actually going to grab 3 of these guys, and I'm going to make them have a last stand on these 3 tiles because the Japanese love to navally invade. So far, Japan has been very easy. Usually at this point, they are very easy. They're running out of manpower, they're running out of steam. They've been bashing into China for quite a few years. And here comes my army after I've taken over about half of Japan. Okay, and let's see what we get. So China, of course, tries to take back everything that they can. Good for them. And we cannot take Tokyo, so pass once. Tokyo is ours. Can we take any more? No, it looks like not. We can take some of their islands. We can take one of their islands too. Let's see if we can puppet them. Let's take all states and find their cheapest state, which is Iwo Jima. And let's puppet them there. And then let's just remove all these and see if we can get the Japanese fleet too. Nice, so we have a Japanese puppet now. So we got exactly what we wanted and a little bit more. We got Tokyo. We're holding Tokyo now. In addition to that, we do have a Japanese puppet now. We just need to beat the Germans. So now we're going to prepare our forces for their battle with Germany. This is going to be a very hard war. This is going to suck a lot. We do have 1.4 million manpower. We're going to be stealing all of Japan's manpower. Okay. Japan. These guys are just gonna kind of hold the line against Germany. This is gonna be a very rough war with Germany. Tragedy befalls the Ottoman royal family. Misery grips our proud Ottoman Sultanate as the news of our Sultan's sudden and unexpected death has reached the ears of our nation. The Sultan and his sons were visiting the fertile fields of Niksar and were hiking the Kenik Mountains in Samsun when an earthquake struck the province. The bodies of the Ottoman royals were found 3 days later and sent the royal court into a frenzied panic. We already altered the laws of royal succession so we can get the Sultana, who is quite good. And look at that. The Khalifa gives us 2,000 manpower per week, mobilization speed of 25%, stability 15%, war support 10%, and gives us daily compliance gain of 0.01%. She is quite good. There we go. We're going to position our armies the best we can and then prepare to invade them. We already have a war goal on Italy.
Emriniz.
And because I need a bunch of officers now, I'm just going to fire a bunch of my military staff so that I can get all of the command power back. Okay, let's see if I can get enough. I'm actually going to also have a naval invasion prepared for Italy. We are going to leave the faction. We are going to declare war on Greece, or on Italy.
Hazırım komutanım.
And we're going to rush as fast as we can and take over as much of Italy as possible.
Hizalanın.
Okay, and let's just very slowly try to
Efendim.
take as much as we can.
Dikkat. Emriniz yok mu?
Nice, and we can get another corps. Okay, it seems like the main German army is kind of starting to appear, so we're going to want to stop our assaults up here in just a moment. The conquest of Italy is still going quite well.
Emredersiniz.
Nice, Italy is officially capitulated. You guys get them first. Nice. And we can finish our doctrine out. Okay, so I'm currently editing right now, and basically what happened after I capitulated Germany, France, which was puppeted by, I believe, Italy, became a major, so I had to island hop all over the Pacific. I'm not going to show you this because this video is running long. That should not happen when you're playing, but if it does, just island hop and grab them. It's not that hard. I really hope it does not happen to you because it is exhausting. It took like a whole year longer than I anticipated. Okay, and we have finally capitulated Germany. So we're going to take the states that we need. We already have London and Tokyo, so we're going to take Paris as well as Rome. And then we're going to take everything else that we can core or that we have already cored. Okay, and that should be all that you need. Now own Paris, London, Rome, and lastly, Tokyo. You can, if you want, continue playing March into the Soviets. Right now, they're very easy. It's probably the easiest country to beat at this point. They don't have much. Or you can march into Canada and the United States. Do a world conquest that way. But yeah, that is hardly anything Sèvres.